Okay, it is. For Cancer, this reading is general. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you are doing well, and I'm going to do a reading for you, general. So take what resonates. Don't never force it to fit. And we see what messages are coming through for you, Cancer, that might help you with your any particular situation or circumstance. Or Four of Wands. This could be partnerships. It could be a big focus for you at the moment, Cancer. Partnerships. Now, some of you, not all of you, but some of you might be looking at commitment or investing more in your partnership, or if you're in a partnership, or taking it to a higher level of commitment, Cancer, for some of you. Now this is, bearing in mind, this is for Cancer Sun and Moon, and if you have Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, or Cancer Venus, or even a Cancer North Node. If you check your natal chart, you know, you find out where your North Node is. Now your North Node in your natal chart is it's like a little cup. I think it's like is an upside, the symbol is like an upside down cup, or is it a, but anyway, the North Node is in the very northern axis of the natal chart, at the sort of like 12 o'clock, if you like, and your South Node is at the northern point, 6 o'clock. Oh, sorry, not 6:30. Let's say. That would be your North Node. So your South, sorry, what am I talking about? Your South Node, your North Node is the 12 o'clock. Your South Node is your sort of 6:30 position of your natal chart, and the idea is that you, for the formative years up until possibly age, I don't know, midlife, your energy is more rooted in your South Node. For example, my South Node is Sagittarius, my North Node happens to be Gemini. So in years beyond midlife, as you evolve, your challenge is that north point, who you might well be evolving into. The energy, for example, Gemini is my evolution, and Gemini is linked with communication. So if you do have North Node Cancer, you're evolving into more Cancerian energy, which is to do with, Cancer represents paternal, maternal energy. It is also ruled by the Moon, which is linked to your intuition. Having Cancer North Node means that perhaps you are challenged by and will have to grow into your paternal, maternal instincts, and you're living a more intuitive way of being if you have North Node Cancer. So check your natal chart, because the North Node aspect of natal charts are often ignored or not considered to be as important as a lot of the other placements and a lot of the other natal placements. So look into that if you haven't already, what your North Node is, especially if you're beyond midlife or midlife and beyond, because that will indicate and tell you where it is you might be going, and what kind of energy this energy will be affecting your actual sun sign, and you might find yourself relating more to the characteristics of the sign which is situated in your North Node. Could be both a challenge and a part of your evolution, you know, the direction in which you need to go, or the qualities that you will be adapting to or will adopt, and works in symbiosis with your sun sign, ideally. And the Two of Wands, which again is perhaps you're travelling, perhaps Cancer, you're looking at doing a trip or a travel with your partner, or looking out to the possibilities if you were to, you know, maybe some of you might be thinking about cohabiting or having some quality time abroad, or looking at where you might want to go. You also have Judgment. 22, that's 2. Yeah, I feel that this is, you're focused on partnerships, and maybe you're calling judgment on a situation as well, situation, circumstance, calling judgment on how you're going to move forward with a particular relationship or partnership. In some cases it could be like a work partnership, and you may be looking at the future here with the two of Staves or Two of Wands, looking at the future, where the direction, what direction this is going in. So calling judgment on it, asking yourself those questions that you may not have wanted to ask yourself before, asking yourself those kind of serious questions, you know, the real questions about partnership. You know, going a bit deep, maybe not looking at the sort of looking more deeply into even potential, or where you're going with this, or where you and possibly your partner are able to, or find yourself in a better position to you know, be more realistic, not just letting things, you know, not just letting things flow, take a kind of course of its own, that kind of thing. It's more like looking at the pragmatically, looking more pragmatically about how things could work or how things could not work. And this could be challenging for you because it's asking those real questions, making decisions. Two of Pentacles, perhaps about money, shared resources, how you're going to maybe combine resources in some cases. These kind of questions. Are you finding yourself having to juggle resources because of needing or wanting to travel or take a trip or go and do something, maybe some kind of romantic excursion, for example? Now, Ace of Wands, injecting some passion into it, that's for sure. This could be about your love life here, that you're wanting to inject some passion into it. Because if you don't, there's a chance that, you know, it kind of lose the momentum, or just lose all the enthusiasm could drop out of it. But I feel that there could be some kind of ignited passion anyway, that if you are taking a relationship to the next level, it's, you know, that could be making you feel kind of impassioned about it, or having a more kind of fired up approach. And you have the sun. Now we're in Leo season for a start, so this is about, you know, the happy. This is about happy, feeling good, feeling lighter, feeling that you are making good choices, liberated in many ways. 21, 3, that number might be significant. 3 months, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months. You could be making a trip, Cancer, in 3 months, or planning to do something in 3 weeks or 3 months. Something that could well be, you know, beneficial if this is all about partnerships and finding a happy place. Going, you know, going somewhere, doing something that, you know, brings enthusiasm, you know, into your world. You may be feeling quite carefree as well, Cancer, at the moment. You might be feeling that things are going quite well, despite maybe 1 or 2 sort of serious conversations, or serious things, you know, things that in your material world that you have to give attention to. And it could be that you're feeling very optimistic about this, and having also victory and success when it comes to this, with the 6 of Staves, the 6 of Wands. And this can also signify that you're being more open about your relationship because of victories and success. You know, you're more kind of like showing it to the world, being not afraid to sort of show off, or show off about your connection with somebody. Not being afraid to be a bit louder about it, or a bit more open about it. I wouldn't say showing off about it, because that's not your style, and that's not what you do, and that's not what it's about. But just being more open in front of other people as well. So now there could be a couple of decisions you're torn between, Cancer. Decisions, this path, that path. It's in your head though. So if you're finding yourself betwixt between which way, which is the best plan, the two swords is about you not seeing the wood for the trees, really. Sometimes inventing problems where there aren't problems. Sometimes creating, you know, difficulties or roadblocks, and this overthinking when it comes to decision making, and sometimes blinkering yourself, because there may be 1 or 2 things that you don't want to look at. That need your attention, for example, Queen of Swords. So your ability at the moment, Cancer, to cut to the chase. In your communication, it's important that you do that. Because to have a Queen of Swords following the Two of Swords, you're overcoming that. And it could be that you're overcoming that sort of tongue-tied, wanting to say things, wanting to speak your truth, and sometimes holding yourself back. The Queen of Swords comes in and cuts that cuts that shit out. Cuts that out. That any kind of unnecessary mental, let's say, hamster wheel. Not being able to clearly make decisions. The Queen of Swords will come in and make things quite clear for you and for other people. Doesn't accept any nonsense. Wants to be clear in communication, needs to be clear in their communication. Now also this could represent somebody in your life. You might be dealing with an air sign, for example, where communication is a very important factor to them, and they could be helping you making decisions by their ability to be more forthright in their communication, for example. But I feel as if, Cancer, this is you being more clear and cutting away dead wood, things like that that don't even serve your highest good. It could be that you're saying less, being more economic with how you communicate, being more direct, and less sort of because Cancer, you can have a tendency to be confusing sometimes in your communication, because you can be, because like the moon, depending where we are in the month, you're not always the same. You're not constant. You're not consistent sometimes in your communication. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but your communication can change. And your style of communication, which is very lovely actually about Cancerians, your style of communication can change according to where you are in terms of literally lunar cycles. So your advice here to be clear in your communication, perhaps learn also to be more assertive when you're in a kind of less communicative mode. Don't force communication when you don't feel you want to, but practice assertive, your assertion, practice being able to be more assertive, and offer a little bit more clarity when you can, even if it's uncomfortable, and often when you feel misunderstood, Cancer, when you say things that not everybody can get their head around, because sometimes you're not always that confident in the things you're saying from your feelings, because you are ruled by the moon, you're very feeling, and your feelings, when you communicate them, sometimes I feel that they can be misunderstood, misconstrued. So assert yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Try and wade your way through that when it feels uncomfortable, and don't worry if you're not being fully understood at the time. Don't let that become a frustration for you. 9 Swords. I wonder if you're, from time to time, or in recent past, that you have been concerned about how you communicate, with others, and perhaps there's been even some communication that's come in or from your partner that has unsettled you or made you feel a little bit uncomfortable, in which case it's sometimes difficult for you to respond. So, and Cancer, you do have a tendency sometimes that when you do communicate with people and you find them unresponsive, that can be a difficulty for you. It makes you feel like you're not being heard, but you are. I think it's that sometimes you feel as if you're not being fully understood, because when you communicate from your heart, when you communicate authentically, it's there's a certain mystery in the way you put things across sometimes. It can be layered so that what you're saying often has deeper meaning. So when you're saying something, the words coming out, but because it's quite layered, you know, the meaning can sometimes get lost. Cancer, I think you probably know this. Or you don't feel the meaning is sort of reaching your audience. I say audience, the person you're speaking to. And I think sometimes that's something you struggle with and makes you feel anxious. But you do also have the Lovers. So you possibly, this could be needing to balance your masculine and feminine energy. This could be that when it comes to communicating with loved ones or a specific individual, significant other, you are sometimes challenged, because you don't want to come across as sort of patronising. You don't want to come across too overly paternal or maternal. It's like you want to come across assertively, strongly, without sounding as if you're taking that sort of maternal paternal stance, which can sound sometimes a little bit patronising, sort of but you're doing it because you care. You're saying things because you care, but sometimes sounding too much like a caring parent or something to your significant other, which also means that sometimes it feels for them that you're not allowing them the space to speak, if that makes sense. Or that when they're given the space to speak, they feel as if you've already covered it. So you also have Magician, which means that you are manifesting, and if you're not partnered, I feel as if you are manifesting a partner or somebody, a partner into your life. If you already have a partner, I feel as if this is where you're kind of wanting to work your magic, and bring more, let's say, show that you care more, without being suffocating. Maybe you're with somebody who maybe you have a significant other who needs a fair amount of space, and you're concerned about treading on their toes, or getting that from somewhere. But you are manifesting these things, these happy places, this maybe a high level of commitment. You can do this. You can, if you put your mind to it, if you put your heart into it. It's a possibility. So Cancer, what else? What else do we have for you? Embracing uncertainty. So you're going to embrace uncertainty, Greet the unknown with unwavering faith. You know, if there is uncertainty here in making your manifestations, making your next moves, you know, embrace that. Don't worry about outcomes. You know, don't be concerned about outcomes. This could be something that bothers you a lot, or is bothering you a lot at the moment. Is that the uncertainty of, you know, what, you know, if you do this particular thing, how it resonates, if you say this particular thing, if you take this particular path, you don't know the outcome. So don't let that uncertainty hold you back, because we're, you know, everything is in flux. You know, we're living in a permanent state of flux. So you can't, you know, it's not sort of worthwhile to say, well, look, I want this particular outcome. If I do this plan, if I go down this road, I need this particular outcome because this is what I'm so fixated on, and that is how it's going to be. Well, that's not realistic, because life is so transient and things change every second, every minute. You don't know. You know, you for example, you could be going out to post a letter. On the way, you know, you meet a couple who tell you that, you know, I wouldn't use that letterbox if I were you, because, you know, it's actually just been, you know, that it doesn't exist anymore. It's just been removed, and then you don't post a letter. So, you know, think about the fact that uncertainty is fine. It's not. It's there's a certain freedom in embracing uncertainty. And not being fixated on a particular outcome, because it allows for the it allows for the unexpected. It allows for something you don't expect. It could be good, it could be bad, but it allows for things to unfold, you know, sort of organically. No, we don't know what's going to be happening if we, you know, if I decide to read a book, stay up all night and read a book, and not sleep. I can't be certain of how I will feel tomorrow. You know, feel because of that. I can't be certain that I'm going to get anything out of that book, if it's going to be worth my while reading, or if, you know, I'm going to suffer greatly from not having any sleep. I can't be certain of that these things. All I can be certain of, that if I decide to do something, I've decided to do that thing, right? But I can't be certain of any outcome. I'll only know the outcome when it happens. So don't be fixated on future thinking, I suppose. You know, making a plan or wanting to make a plan, and then be so fixated on the outcome that you end up kind of not doing it, because you've already decided what the outcome is. And if you decided what the outcome is already, yeah. Anyway, I'm talking around in circles now. So, inspired action. I take inspired action to materialise my desires. Wish list would be a good idea. What are your desires and what do you want to do? And be clear. You have the Queen of Swords. You know, you've got you know, you've got this judgment here too. So you're taking inspired action. It could be wise to just write down a kind of little list that's flexible. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, fixed. Just maybe ideas. Let them come out. You know, what do I want? What do I? Don't be fixated on how you're going to do the things you want, because you know, no man is an island. Grounding, yeah. Connecting back with the earth. There's a lot of this going on at the moment. A lot of people getting their grounding card. Connecting back with the earth. Hugely important, especially right here, right now, in these times. Grounding yourself. Grounding yourself. You know, bringing it down. You know, your soul. Your soul can sometimes, you know, and you need to focus on bringing that down. earthing yourself. And you're a water sign, so it's especially important for you to ground yourself, connect with the earth. Barefoot walking, you know, you are Cancerian, usually you love to be near body of water, the ocean suits you well, but you know, consider earthy, you know, ditch the beach, get to the hills, you know, get earthed. Base chakra red, maybe red. You need to introduce some red into your home. Red, wear red shoes, for example. That would be great. Yeah, red candle, burn red candle. Wear red crystal or stone, semi-fresh stone. That will help root you, ground you, will help you. What else for Cancer? What have we got? I hope you can hear me okay. I'm trying as hard as I can to speak more clearly and louder so that you can hear me. Bear with me, it's not my natural way of being. I don't speak very loudly because it sounds as if I'm shouting. I do hope you can hear me. Please let me know if you can't. I'm cautious. There's caution here. There's a little bit of caution going on with Cancer, which is understandable. Because when you're making decisions that, you know, might even be difficult, challenging decisions, two of swords, connecting with, you know, important decisions. Yet there is caution, and that's totally natural to feel cautious. Don't be overcautious though. Don't retreat into your shell. It's okay to be cautious. Just don't live there. Just acknowledge it. Cancer. And you're different. You're different. No, we all know Cancer's different. My pussycat's a Cancer. She's different. So yeah, be different. Accept your difference. You're unique is good. Unique is cool. Being different is a gift. Embrace that. Celebrate it. Play on it even. Difference is good. It's what separates and unites us. So yeah, enjoy that difference. Be happy about it. We are all different. A lovely idea, that wasn't that the lovely thing that we are. And also you're self-sufficient. So your self-sufficiency is key. Remind yourself that you have all the tools you need. The self-sufficiency that gets you through. This looks like shells. Oh, the tulips. How lovely. What a beautiful thing. Illustration. Flowers, tulips. Might be an idea. Tulips. Get a bunch of tulips. Red bunch of tulips. And your self-sufficiency is your self-reliancy as well. Is a gift that you should be grateful for that, because it's a good one. It's a good one. And also you're daring. You can take risks. You are daring. Red. Wear red as Aries energy. Perhaps, yeah. Also red drinks, things like cranberry juice might be beneficial for you. Herb teas, a rhubarb, red bush tea, I'm thinking red bush tea, rhubarb tea, it's caffeine free. That could be something that you benefit from drinking, red bush tea, easy to get hold of, lovely flavour as well, South African, grown in South Africa, the red bush, delicious. You might say acquired taste, I like it personally, kind of slightly smoky flavour. So that could be good to drink that. And I just see what could be helpful in terms of stones and crystals, Cancer. Clear quartz. Clear quartz, clarity. Which brings me back to the subject of moon water. Could be good for you, ruled by the moon, Cancer. So consider doing some moon water. Place some filtered water in a jam jar and put it outside in the moonlight overnight. Bring it in first thing in the morning to drink it. That will also help you, with mental clarity, spiritual clarity, your intuition. So easy to get hold of. It helps with further development and overcome loss. If you have been lost something recently, then my blessings to you. And also any kind of suffering or injustice. It also promotes honesty and uprightness and helps to correct mistakes and reorientate yourself if you've been feeling a bit disoriented. So yes, and it offers up self-healing energies too, and strengthens the immune system. Now, that's the Isis crystal quartz. More commonly available is the clear quartz generator crystal, which I believe I have. Oh no, it's probably in my moon water. I don't have it at hand. So it has 6 equal facets at the peak. I'll show you quickly so you can have a look at the way the quartz crystal is formed here at the peak. That's what it means, it's 6 faceted there. And it strengthens and promotes poise, confidence and uprightness. It also aids in concise expression of thoughts and words. As I was saying earlier, your thoughts and words, they sometimes when they come out and you feel misunderstood. And it directs energy flow to the extremities, fortifies and stimulates the meridians and the nerves. So your meridian points, that will strengthen all that. And yeah, directs the energy flow to extremities, fingers, nose, toes. You might sometimes suffer with what is it? A circulation, because cancer also rules the blood, body part is the blood. I need to look into that, but circulation could well be. So your extremities, if you have not such great circulation, get cold toes, get cold fingers, get cold nose. I know I have that because of not so brilliant circulation. Then this can enhance that, and it can direct energy to to these places. So it's often good to wear if you have a clear if you have a clear quartz generator crystal, and carry it on your person. You can often find necklaces and pendants which are made of generated crystals, so you can wear it on your body, on your person all the time. Not all the time, but I say for a fair amount of hours throughout the day. Now I wonder if smoky quartz would help too. I'm just touching it as I'm speaking. I'm wondering if smoky quartz could help you as well. would help if I knew my alphabet. S. Yeah, there are 3 different versions of smoky quartz. It's a brownish crystal. This one is a brownish crystal, and it helps, aids relaxation, releases tension, and helps with stress. It also enhances rational, realistic and pragmatic thought processes, which is important for Cancer, because you can be dreamy, you can be a little bit, sometimes your thought process can be quite out there. And it would be good for you to be able to, you know, you can be dreamy a little bit, you know, lunar a little bit, and it could, you know, it can be good for you to be able to you know, enhance rational thinking, realistic and pragmatic thought processes. Also headaches, if you're prone to headaches, tense shoulders and back, you know, build up of stress, we get it, all of us, a lot of us get it here, in the shoulders and the neck and the back. It particularly manifests in the shoulders and neck, and relieves pains, strengthening the nerves. So smoky quartz could be something for you to invest in, get your hands on some of that. So here, we end the reading here, and I hope it was helpful. I hope you could hear me, and do leave me some feedback if you like. That's helpful. And you know, like or share, subscribe if you haven't. Oh, and thank you for my latest subscribers for subscribing. We do appreciate that. And comments that have been left over the past couple of days, I do appreciate them. I do appreciate you, and it helps me connect with you more easily, and it's, yeah, so thank you, and take care, look after yourself. I'm wishing you the very best, and send you lots of love. Okay, bye for now.